All right. Good morning, everybody. It is the first day of July already. I don't know if you can believe that. Like the summer is flying by. July 1st today, right before the holiday weekend. I know you have one more class tomorrow, right? And then the July 4th weekend. I hope you all are doing well. Today for Hmong class, we are going to listen a lot. Today, I am going to focus on the music of the Hmong culture of Hmong people, and then at the end of the class today, I want to give you some time to go into Flipgrid and interact with me by um, recording yourself on your phone or through this computer, your computer, counting to 10. Okay. And so that is going to be at the end. So I'm thinking that I don't want you to do it as homework. So I'm going to stop around 11ish to give you a good 15 to 30 minutes to go into Flipgrid and make sure that you count so that I can actually see some of your faces and or at least hear some of your voices, because I know that um, some of you may be hesitant to show, your faces. I am too, but I can't do anything about it because I'm a teacher, so you have to see my face. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Okay. The first thing is that I want to talk to you about Hmong music. And so I know that there are a lot of Hmong people, Hmong students in this room already, and you may have heard of of some of these instruments, but it's always interesting to learn more about them, and why they're being used, and to hear them, because these are instruments that we don't hear all the time. So what's going to happen is we're going to read a little bit about the instrument, and then you'll hear the instrument, or there'll be somebody like I included a clip of a Hmong YouTuber who is talking about a way of singing as well. So we'll get to it. All right, cool. And if there's any questions, definitely put it in the chat, or don't be afraid to just speak up, and let me know what's up. Okay. All right. We're good. Very good. Okay. So one of the biggest things about the Hmong culture in music is this type of singing called a kutia. So a lot of people in this room may have heard of kutias before, but I don't know if you knew that there were different types of kutia. Okay, different styles depending on what part of the area you come from, what part of the country you come from. Back in Laos, so it depends on where you come from, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But when do people sing kutia? Okay, and if you can say that at your home right now, it's always good to kind of repeat it. I've given you the phonetics underneath the Hmong word as well. If you can say kutia, kutia, everyone say it. In my mind, I'm going to pretend that you're saying it. Kutia, 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 kutia. The Hmong kutia are performed oftentimes between Hmong couples and involve comparing aspects of one's partner to aspects of nature, or to tell a story, or explain the details of a ritual. Okay, it's kind of a chant, but it's not a chant because there's more to it than a chant. Okay, there's a story being told. So the best thing, actually, if we were in the classroom, I would have invited someone to come and perform live for you. That's always my goal. But because we're not in the classroom, the next best thing is for you to hear it and have it explained. So this is, and some of you may have heard of this YouTuber before. He's a famous Hmong YouTuber. He's Neng Now, okay? And he's been in, I think he's here in the cities, but he travels all over the place, travels to Laos, and he graduated from an Ivy League school, I think. But he does all these really great, informative Hmong information based like YouTube clips, and he's going to explain to us about what a kutia is, and like how it how it is a part of the Hmong culture. Okay, and he explains the different styles of Kutsia too. So we're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna try to see if we can make it go faster. But yesterday it worked when I was practicing it. But here we go. So let's listen to it. Yes.
Hey, 안녕하세요. Welcome to the second episode of Monglish. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to haiku tia. So for now, what I'm actually going to do is just to cover 7 different styles of Hmong Lutsa or Kutia. So these are 7 different styles, each from their own specific.
So I just want you to know I'm gonna mute myself too, and then so you can hear this. You all can hear this, right? Okay, thank you. I can see the advisors. I can see Lily. Thank you. So we're gonna listen, and I kind of made it go faster so that it doesn't take a complete 7 minutes. Okay, we're gonna take a lot less time than that. But you can always and by the way, I went through the privilege of chopping stuff out with my own computer editing system. Okay, so if you have seen this, or you Google it or you YouTube it, there's more to it, but I've actually cut it down so that it fits what we want to talk about. Okay, so again, we're gonna play it. It's gonna go a little bit faster so that we can fit it into time, and there's a lot of info from it. Okay.
Region. I'm going to cover Hmong Seng Lu Shua Lo, Hmong Nong He Lo, Hmong Khat Go Lo, Hmong Peng Lo, Hmong Sam Nue Lo, Hmong Or Lo, and Lu Tao. So probably the most recognizable, most common style of Kutia in Hmong America is Hmong Seng Lu Shua from Seng Kuang province, Laos. Now this more specifically refers to the style found around the capital city of Phon Savan, because even within just the province of Seng Kuang, there are a few different styles of Kutia. And the reason you find this a lot in Hmong America is because a lot of Hmong Americans can trace their roots back to Seng Kuang province. So Hmong Seng Lu Shua ma yam, a similar style.
By the way, what's so amazing about this guy is that he's younger than me, but he's gone and he's kind of practiced a lot of this Katia. So right now what he's trying to do is, if you're following along, he's telling you that there's 7 different styles that are common styles, all coming from different regions of like Southeast Asia, specifically Laos. And each area he's gonna go and he's actually gonna sing the different styles for you, okay? And how so you can differentiate which style comes from which area. We're not gonna remember that, but the main point of this is that to let everyone know that there are 7 different, or at least 7 different styles of Kutsia, all right? And he's going through each one, all right? So, all right, keep listening.
Style is Hmong Khat Go Lu Shua. Hmong Khat Go Lu Shua thì Ni Ye On Du Ten Du Hmong Te Chai. And then you have Hmong Nong He. This is one of my personal favorite styles of Kutsia, which is Nia Yai On Nia Ling Chai On Nia Ling Chai. Then you have Hmong Sam Ne, and this exists in Hmong Dao as well as Hmong Ling. So if you're Hmong Dao, you'll say 我家乡暖. And then if you're Hmong Ling, you would say 你家乡暖.
Yeah, so he's going through it quickly. In this part he talks about 2 different types of Hmong Ling. That means, in translating into English, it's a white Hmong dialect and a green Hmong dialect. And the white and green have nothing to do with skin color, obviously. It has to do with the type of dress that the Hmong people wear. And the biggest difference between Hmong De and Hmong Lang is that it's the type of it's a dialect. It's how it sounds. Okay, so different. You can hear him could see it exactly in the same tone, but the words are sound a little bit different. It's just dialect. And if you don't know what a dialect is, it's kind of like up here in the north, we talk in a certain way with a certain drawl, right? In the south of the United States, they talk differently. They have, they say a couple of different words. They have a twang to their voice, to their vocals. So even though it's English, it sounds a little different because of different tones, right? that's the same thing as Hmong De and Hmong Lang. Is that it's Hmong, but but there are a little couple of different words, and the sound, the twang is a little bit different. And it usually is because of where the Hmong has been dispersed in Laos. Like if you're a different part of the country, you speak a little bit differently. It happens naturally, with all languages in the United States. It happens naturally. People in the East Coast, on the West Coast, have different words and speak a little bit differently, even though it's English. All right. So hopefully you understand that's the difference between. That's one of the biggest differences between Hmongda and Hmong Lang. And Nang is trying to sing both versions for you. Okay. If there are questions, please put it in the chat. All right. So I know I'm giving you a lot of little things, but if there are questions, please put it in the chat. All right. We'll keep on going here.
Or if you're Hmong singing about something in the past, you'll say, Ni Jiang Dang Nua, Ni Dang Nua. And then we also have Hmong Hmong Or. It's Ya Ni Yai, Yan Du Ten Du Hmong Leng Gao. Sometimes they'll shorten it up a little bit and it'll be nhai yon tu te mong lường gầu xưa or cho lời sắc hai còn như lú hình cái lời chơi hai kia hai tiêm.
Also, what Neng is saying is he's speaking in Monglish. So as he's speaking in English, he's explaining a little bit in Hmong too. And the thing is, I've listened to it and I've always been wondering if I should just translate it for you. But those little Hmong words that he says are just like cleanup words and stuff. So you don't have to. It's okay. People who are not Hmong speakers, you still get it. Your brains are putting it together that what he's trying to do. But those, just in case you're wondering, he's explaining stuff in Hmong a little bit, but it's just wrap up words, and that's how it is, stuff like that. Okay, so you'll hear him speak in Hmong a little bit, but you're not missing anything. You're still getting the message here.
Hong Gao xưa or Hong Gao Mong. Then you have Mong Mong Peng Lu Xuan. This is probably my personal favorite, and to my knowledge, it only exists in Lu Mon Ling. So it's a ho inan chang go go dang dang da go ha le gu yi ni ha ge in go ge do zhong zhong lo no. Then you have Lu Tao, and in contrary to Mong Mong Peng, Lu Tao ma Lu Tao ya, gu only have heard Lu Mong Dao hai so 我家一样都姑娘姑姐，家奴是龙年家内家男家内姐。
He's saying that this one, Hmong Lu Tao, he's only heard it in Hmong De. Okay, that's what he's saying. He has not heard it. So some of these katsias are only in one sort of dialect. And that makes sense because a lot of these dialects, only fit some certain tones. Hmong Jua, Green Hmong, because there's a little bit more tonal things to it, may not fit a certain style. That's why they do that. Okay. All right, keep on going.
That was 7, right? I think that was 7. So it's really noteworthy to say that these 7 styles that I just covered are only from Laos. So there's going to be different styles of Gutsia. So for example,
and he's saying that there's a whole bunch of different tones, and depending on what country or what area you go to, you have different tones. There's so many of them. That's what he's saying.
Example, Ha Giang, Vietnam. I'll show you a clip that I recorded when I was there.
So what Neng is actually trying to show us here is that the music is influenced by the area that you live in. These are Hmong people that live in Vietnam, and actually, I think it says like way mountaintop of North Vietnam, and they have their music, even though it's called Kutia, sounds a little bit different with different tones. Okay, and that's what Neng is trying to say. And again, how I can relate this to you all is if you're into, like, let's say you're into hip hop music, into rap music. If you're into rap music, you know that in different parts of the country, even though it's rap music, there are different things that influence it, right? Different experiences, different lifestyles, and then the sound, the different drum beats, the different breaks of the rhythm. It all is about that space, that area. But it's all rap music, it's all hip hop, but each area of the country influences how the tones and how the instruments go. Just like Kutsia for Hmong people. Wherever country you're in, whatever part of that country, whatever people or foods or the space around, whatever, it influences how that Kutsia sounds. Okay.
And then compare that to Sapa, Vietnam. So Hazang is northeastern Vietnam, and then Sapa is northwestern Vietnam. So in Sapa, I don't have a recording of this, and I don't speak the regional dialect of Hmong there, so I'm going to do a really bad job at this. But Hmong Sapa sang nu suốt vậy là sang hai tia tăng non tu tăng yo de Mong go sing à. And then they'll like go on and sing about Gerulo or whatever, right? So again, now that's 9
is like
different
love.
styles. 7 from Laos, 2 from Vietnam, all different from one another. They're just different regional genres and styles of music. You know, Hmong Chả Shuo Kịch Xia Mà Mua, Dun Tao Ho, and this spans across like Lu Cha Lo, Lu Canh Lo, Lu Nha Lo, Lu Gao Nan Ya
He's just talking
Lo.
about all the different types of instruments too. Like the same thing. There could be an instrument in another area that is played similarly but sounds different or has different tones to reach different feelings, even though it's the same instrument. Okay.
Lua Chomblong Lo. There's so many variations of it. I really do think, you know, I'm so biased, but Hmong is the most musical language in the world. Not even probably, it just is. So again, that's just a small taste of 9 different styles of Hmong Lutsa and Kutsia. Really just the snippets of the Lu Hao Pao that gives you a small idea of the rhythm, the flow, the beat of each of these different styles. But in episode 3, we'll actually cover the actual structure of a Kutsia. So how do you write a verse or a stanza? How do you rhyme? What is the actual layout of a Kutsia that makes it sung poetry? And even beyond that, why is it more than sung poetry? The most amazing thing about Kutsia for me is it's not just singing. It's actually part of the Hmong whistled and musical languages. It's an integral part of that. And because of that, it obeys these linguistic rules that whistled languages are bound by. So within episode 3, we'll go over the layout of Kutsia.
So if you are interested in this, you know, all the students out there, he does have a YouTube channel, and you can go and he does explain things in mostly English, but he talks in Hmonglish. We call it Hmonglish, right? And I think a lot of our students, our friends here know Hmonglish is just a mixture of English and Hmong, and especially for the young people, like some of these words you don't hear anymore, so you kind of substitute those words with English. So if you are into learning more about how like Kutsia is put together with stanzas and with like the tone and what they write about, definitely check out, you know, Neng Now. And I'm not getting paid for any of this stuff. I'm just telling you from my heart, like if you want to learn more about this stuff, he does do a good job of explaining things at our level, right? Not this like high academic level. He makes it so that we can understand it. All right, that's Kutsia. A really quick hit on Kutsia. Now, if we did have a chance, right? Like I would definitely have someone come in and answer questions. If I knew how to sing Kutsia, I would definitely, you know, answer questions for you too and perform it for you. I don't. It takes some learning. It takes some like a mentor or a teacher to teach people how to sing it, you know. And if anybody in here knows how to do it, let me know. Definitely record it on Flipgrid tonight so we can watch it. It'd be awesome. All right. If there's no questions on Katia, and I know that's a really, really super fast intro to Katia, we're gonna move on to some instruments. Okay. This instrument is a reed instrument. It's called a damblai. Okay. So if everyone can say it, damblai, at your house, in your room, in your space, practice it. One more time. Damblai. Damblai. Ooh, I'm just getting a chat here calling out Harmony to saying that Harmony knows how to sing Katia. Nice. Xavier, I mean, I don't know, Harmony, if Xavier's your friend or not, but Xavier's calling you out, Harmony. So so if you want to Harmony, if you want to record that onto Flipgrid tonight, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to hear. Young people seeing Katia is very admirable because it's becoming a lost art, and older people know it, but we're too young people, even my generation, we're too much into Americanized music that we're kind of losing that art. Okay, it's a battle between Xavier and Harmony. My challenge between the both of you is that you both put it on Flipgrid, and we'll see which one we'll vote to see which one knows more. Because yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. So I challenge Xavier and Harmony to put that on Flipgrid in a little bit tonight, and we can watch it. Okay, that'd be awesome. It'd be so impressive, so impressive. All right, so Dom Bly, and Da is really hard to say. So the phonetics TRAH is the best I can, as I think about it. Dom Bly. That's how you say it. Dom Bly is a free-flowing reed instrument, and people here who are in band know about reed instruments. They blow into reed type things, right, to get their instruments to sound, to have a sound. So for sure, there are people here who are familiar with reeds. The player would place their lips directly on the free-flowing reed from the side angle, just like this man right here, and blow directly into the flute. Various holes would be covered to allow the different notes, kind of like a flute, right? That's what's very fascinating about this instrument is these flutes are designed to play words rather than melodies by setting pitches to match certain tones of words in the Hmong language. Oftentimes, these songs are about loneliness or love. So what does that mean? It means that when they are performing this, folks, when we have people performing these damblai, they are actually speaking to you. Okay, there are people who can listen to a damblai and can understand the message that's coming across to you. And it is impressive, and I witnessed it. They would blow into this instrument, and then another person listening understands what that person is saying, even though it comes across as a musical sound, okay? So let's hear what it sounds like. This is a damblai.
Hi, my name is Dr. Marie-Pierre Lissoir. I'm a researcher at the Traditional Art and Ethnology Center in Luang Prabang. Today, I'm here with Tong, a young Hmong musician from Xieng Quang province. He's coming in Luang Prabang to study at university, and he will speak a little bit about this really nice instrument he's playing. Hi, Tong.
Hi.
So, can you tell us a little bit about this instrument?
Oh, yes. This instrument we call in Hmong like a tablai.
Tablai.
Yes.
And so when do you play it usually?
Okay, for this instrument, we can play during the Hmong festival or Hmong New Year, or whenever we want to play this instrument, like when we be around or we have something to say in the mind.
In your heart, when
Yes.
you want to express
Yes.
some feelings. Okay, nice.
So
Well-
if you don't get the underlying message here is that when you want to, usually for Hmong men, when they want to go flirt with Hmong women, and they can use this reed instrument to like play a secret love song or talk secretly a love language. That's so for flirting and stuff like that.
Could you play a little bit for us?
Oh, yes. Yes. So I will start and let us see together how is it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To learn more about ethnic minority groups in Laos and their culture, please visit us at TAC Luang Prabang.
So you can see if you were looking at the instrument, like they have a little plastic cup at the end. That's to a little like cut out of plastic, looks like a water bottle. Put at the end of the instrument. It's just to amplify the sound. But that's how it sounds. It's a tamblai. Okay. Here's another one too. Let's watch this. So you can kind of get the feel of this, and a lot of us were listening, and there's like what it seems like there's only 3 tones, right? Like, you know, like it's, but the reality of it is that Hmong people have only a certain number of tones, and if you can differentiate those tones, you can kind of figure out what they're trying to say based on those tones. So, and that takes practice too. Okay, so it seems like it's just a bunch of tones going back and forth, but there's a meaning to it. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a meaning to it. There's a reason why those tones come in that order, and it's because whoever's is playing this instrument is trying to give you a message, okay, in these tones. So it's a really interesting instrument, more powerful than it looks, actually. Okay. So questions about the tamblai. Anyone have questions about the tamblai at all? If anyone can play the tamblai, that'd be great to see as well. If you own one, or if you have family members that have one, that would be great. Okay. So we're moving on in this reed family. We're going to ya. Okay. So the Hmong ya is made with brass, a bamboo case, and string. The ya, or mouth harp, is traditionally used by the Hmong in courtship and played either by young men or women. This instrument can be used to combine the spoken word and verbal tones, kind of like the flute, the tamblai that we were just listening to, but this one's even more specific. Okay. The instrument is played by putting the thin metal blade of the instrument up against and between the upper and lower lips and plucking the blade to produce vibrations. Inhaling and exhaling helps produce the sounds of the instrument. There are other similar instruments in the world. I don't know if you ever heard of the Jew's harp. That is played similarly as well. Okay, but this is called a ja, and let's see. I know I have a clip here of how it sounds. Okay, and this one sounds interesting because remember, as when we listen to this, it's really this is more specifically messages being given to you in a vibration. Okay, so listen very carefully. Here we go. So folks, if you know Hmong really well, you can listen and you can pick out what this musician is trying to say, because this mouth harp is actually a message. Like you can, this one's even more clearer than the flute, than the tambla. You know, they can actually hear how what message this person's trying to say. And usually, from what my parents and grandparents have told me, is that this is used all the time to go, like at night they would go outside, someone who they're trying to court, like a man usually trying to court a woman, they would go outside and play this and get this message to her, you know, something like that in the middle of the night or at night, so that, you know, they don't get caught by their parents. That's what they would do to flirt with each other and try to mac on each other, you know. So again, let's listen to see if you can hear words or hear different like tones coming from this instrument. So yeah, as I listen to it, you know, of course I don't know what the words are, but like I can hear different words. I can hear different tones. And I know that he's trying to say something, you know. That's how much I know. There are elders out there that could listen to that and know exactly what he's trying to say. So this is another very powerful instrument that the Hmong people use. Now, probably the most powerful instrument or the most influential instrument for Hmong people, the most like significant and you know, instrument that the Hmong people are the most proud of is the bang. Okay, so everyone, if you can say bang, or if you can't say bang, say geng. Okay, so everyone say bang. Now this is a very powerful instrument in that it is used in a lot of spaces among people. It is used at the funeral among people. It is used to guide spirits back home. It is used to, you know, to calm. It is used for, you know, people dance with it. So let me read this really quickly for you. The most well-known instrument is the theng, a type of reed pipe in which each tone corresponds to a Hmong spoken word. It is a free reed mouth organ. It consists of a wooden wind chest with a long horizontal tapering neck ending in a mouth hole. So if you look at this man over on this right side here, his hands there's just like a chamber in there where all the reed pipes are sticking through. He blows through the long pipe from the top, and the air, you know, goes through the chamber, and as it comes out, those wood reed pipes, it has different sounds, okay, different tones. The 6 bamboo tubes are variously curving or straight and can also change in length from quite small for a child's instrument to about 2 meters 2 meters long for a more experienced player. Each bamboo tube has a hole for fingering above the wind chest and a metal reed over a hole in the pipe encircled within the wind chest. When the player exhales or inhales, kind of like an accordion, okay, and covers one or more holes for fingering, this allows air in the tube in motion to create a musical tone. Things are played in rituals, including funerals, ancestral rites, offerings to vital spirits, sacrifices to the drum, and marriages. So it's used as a communication instrument to other realms. You know, and it's a way to carry messages across realms, whether it's the living realm, spiritual realm, whether it is to connect people together in weddings or to send your loved ones to their spiritual place at a funeral. Things are used all the time in Hmong culture. You have to train again to know how to play this instrument. I mean, you can always, like any instrument, right? You can always use it, but to be good at it, you need to train. There are dance movements with this also, that use instrument and dancing techniques. It is very, very powerful, and again, I just can't stress enough like how much virtual learning takes away from this, because it would be great for you to actually see one and hold one and actually see somebody play it. That would have been an awesome experience. But the closest we can get to that would be just to hear this man play it. And so here we go. This is the thing being played.
anh ta nó mua chúa ở bên hàng cái tí cho rồi long cho bố thì không nói tí mà chúa đi nọ đấy.
He's just saying he's just going to perform a couple stanzas, a couple lines for you. And again, it might sound like just a mashup of like tones and stuff, but there's a message, and people who play this instrument know what this message is. There's a pattern, okay, that they use, and it's like an accordion where, or a harmonica, right, where you, if you blow in or you exhale or inhale, there's a tone. Okay, it sounds different when you inhale or exhale, right? Harmonicas, you've played harmonicas, you've seen how they look like. Blowing into it and coming out, exhaling as well, inhaling has different tones. That's what happens with a thing as well. So most times Hmong people hear the thing in America would be at a, I would say, a funeral. You know, like you hear this is the dominant instrument at a funeral. But it's not always played during sad times. You can also, like this man has said, you know, you can play at festivals too, New Year festivals and stuff, for more happy things. But unfortunately, most of Hmong people associate this with funerals because it is used to guide spirits back home, you know. And so sometimes it triggers these sad feelings in us if we don't understand what they're playing, which a lot of us don't. Like, I don't understand what the tones mean, but it triggers these memories of, oh, okay, at a funeral we hear the thing all the time. Okay, and so some of our Hmong, you know, friends in this space, in this room, may have that feeling, you know, because it is usually played at funerals. But just to let everybody know, they do play it at happy times too. They play it at weddings, traditional weddings. They play it at New Year festivals. So it does happen at other places. But that's the thing. And like the thing is that I think I've read somewhere that there isn't an instrument like this anywhere else in the world. Like the Hmong people have actually really are proud and own this instrument. There may be instruments that use the same technique, but not an instrument that looks like this anywhere else in the world. So very proud of it. Of a strong symbol of the Hmong people is the thing. All right. Any questions about the thing at all? Okay. Yeah. So a lot of these, you know, and there are more instruments. Okay. There's a lot of, and some people in here may know that there are like violin type instruments, like these standing, a tall structure that you use you play like a violin. Like there are other instruments in the Hmong culture, but those are the more popular ones, and the ones that have some sort of significance in the culture and how it progresses. Okay, so if there are no questions about this, and you know, I anticipated no questions. I'm always assuming that we're gonna keep moving here. Although having a question would be great. I would definitely try to answer it. We're gonna move to modern Hmong music. Okay, so now we have modern Hmong music, and modern Hmong music sounds very much like the Western music you have today that you hear on pop radio. Okay, however, at this point, some of you may know that there are Hmong artists out there that are attempting to capture and fuse tradition with modern Hmong art. Okay, so there are people who are trying to fuse some of the traditional stuff with some of the more modern stuff, and that could be something as simple as singing in Hmong. You know, that's something that's actually very difficult to do, but can be done. The reason why I say it's a little bit more difficult is because Hmong is such a tonal language, and music is already in tones, so it's hard to emphasize a Hmong tone in a pop song, right? If that makes any sense to you, it's hard to emphasize Hmong tones in a pop song. So when Hmong people do it, it usually people just understand what that word is. So, but that's happened a lot. So what I do want to let you all hear, and I'm sure people in here can just go on YouTube and listen to it all the time. It's really available. I don't even really have to talk too much about it. You know, you know what it is. But I do want to highlight one artist. His name is Tu Saik Lee, and he has a song called Manje Day. Manje Day is rice with water. Manje Day is for people like me. Like I love eating rice with water. You know, it's so you have a bowl of rice, put some nice cold water in there, and you eat it, and it's like great for a summer day. So just letting you know, and sometimes if you have chicken, like fried chicken or whatever, it tastes really good. Just water with rice, and it's a symbol of the struggle that Hmong people went through as they came to the United States, as they started to gain a footing in this new country. It's just a symbol of persevering. You know, you don't have a lot of food. You don't have pizza. You don't have your subs or tacos. You don't have the food that you have today. Sushi, all these great foods you have today, lobster, whatever you love, right? Steaks. All you had was rice, you know, and so you had rice, put some water in there for a nice, cool, refreshing bites. And I'm sure if you come from different parts of the country, if you have family that come from different parts of the country, there are specific foods that just tell you that that's my people, you know. And for Hmong people, some people who are like my age, it's maybe some of you too out there, you know, maybe you do this too. And a nice bowl of rice with some cold water, I don't know, something about it just brings you back, you know, and it just tells you about the struggle that you've gone through. And so Tu Saik Lee, who's, you know, I'll tell you, he's a good friend of mine. He is actually going to be releasing his an album this summer in August. He'll have an outside performance in St. Paul, and if you catch it on Facebook or your social media, come out there. It's free. It's just he's releasing all these tracks of hip hop music in Hmong, and he's talking about all the struggles and like what Hmong people have gone through. It's very cool. It's not like the modern hip hop today, but it's like I'd say he's kind of stuck in the 90s hip hop. That's what he would be like, 90s and early 2000s hip hop. But he has this track, and I'd like for you to listen to it. So here we go. I'm gonna play this, and we'll listen to it. Y'all hear it?
Gia các bạn hình bập lò lọ thầu y bé tôi nhỏ cho nhảy thế này yêu chủ nhỏ cá cho có tổ họ từ lò 被梦中有了得看那起莫念崩卡错冷有故事毛些被莫带毛这得那别他看着口烂个口多大了莫被叫和特莫杜莎了多被寂寞的金宝利亚我先得一脚在莫去 K vì莫给人狗鸟后做给这年路内罗有的几个啥利亚你贴自我后路没有我来打有个鸟后这落了个要叫没有有后绕手中这被要梦红的在这里舍得要多重我得忙不累错努错想个不莫朋友cả nhau có ý xa có bỏ một trái nền thấu cả xa lỡ cả ba có bỏ rong xia yêu chỉ mua nhiên đầu yêu chỉ mua đã chỉ ta kỳ có bỏ nhỏ tàu có bỏ bao bê mong chỉ tới chờn đầu sầu tới chờ đâu tới chờ đâu tới chờ đầu sầu nhỏ hồ mong cái cử ý tử mua cái thật trả cho lên cho ya lo chỉ nhẹ lo chỉ cả nghe mù đế là sai chỉ tàu bên nhau luôn nên giờ nhẹ ya linh đỡ bé sợ đời yo lo qua cái nó mong chơi đây giờ mua theo pro chỉ qua lý cha nó mong chơi đây vì mua cái rong gạo nhỏ hậu giờ cái giờ nhẹ đi tây cũng tây một cái rong gạo nhỏ hậu giờ cái giờ nhẹ nhỏ hồ mong cái cử ý tử một cái thật trả cho lên cho ya lo chỉ nhẹ lo chỉ cả nghe mù đế là sẽ chỉ tàu bên nhau luôn nên giờ nhảy do linh đỡ bé sợ đời yo lo ok nó mòn chạy đây giờ mua tiếp pro chỉ qua đi cả nó mòn chạy đây vì một cái rong câu nhau hậu cho cái giờ nhảy cái đây cũng đây ok một cái rong câu nhau hậu cho cái giờ nhảy đời nó mù do lưu nông mông hai nhỏ rong trâu trồng phong dư giờ lên từ lò cú ý à bê tô plà ý lên nhỏ khó tiền nhỏ bê ý trồng mong của tàu bông trọ trâu tỏ cá nhỏ thai xa trâu tê chơm lò cú sát cho nên nhỏ già hên cú sen khe đá nên nơ cú tiệt chơ lò sâu ba khủa ba mi nhủa trâu nên tôm lòng muôn tàu trong nó mỏ chê đây hồng tiệt tê bê nhỏ giò nhị cho xã phê mua chó ua rong bê xí cổng tiền thiệt tâu kê ua ý chế bê khứ nhê tê ua kê
All right, so that song, if you listen and I know a lot of us probably didn't understand any of the words because it's all in Hmong, but a couple of things to note. It fuses a traditional Hmong instrument with with these piano chords, right? So with modern music, it fuses hip hop with his last few stanzas are in Pahua, and Pahua is a spoken poetry of Hmong people, and so he attempts that as well. And there are some elders who are very good at Pahua. And so he puts it all together. And what he's trying to say in there is just the struggle of the Hmong people, basically, what they've gone through, how they were refugees and they were put into some of the worst neighborhoods and had to fight through it and make a living. You know, people who were, mean to the refugees and stuff, and how they just struggled through and came through, and just to remember that, remember your beginnings so that you don't lose sight of where you're heading, basically. So this track is, you can listen to it anytime you want to. It's going to be on Google Classroom. You can always click on that microphone and listen to it. But I just wanted to share that with you too, that he does a good job putting it all together. Okay. Any questions about any of this stuff at all? Because actually, I'm really impressed with my timing because I'm actually almost to the end here. Yeah. Are there any questions? You all are good? So that's like a quick, very, very quick, like walkthrough timeline of Hmong music. Okay. Obviously, you could make a whole summer's class based on Hmong music and how it works and all the parts and like the impact it has on people. So definitely a lot to unpack, but this is really brief. If there's any questions, please let me know. Tell me what's up, and I can try to help you as much as I can. All right. And if you want to go back and listen to some of this stuff, definitely go and listen to it. It's going to be a free available for you on Google, in Google Classroom. Now, what I wanted to also do, and I told you this at the beginning, was I wanted to make sure that I left some time for you to go in and my main thing, a big thing for me is I want to hear your voices. At least I want to know that you're out there. And something that I feel it could be an easy thing for us to do is for you to go to Flipgrid and make a quick 20-second video, maybe even less, of you counting to 10 in Hmong. Okay. So to do that, just to prep us up for that again, here is my daughter counting to 10 in Hmong using Roblox characters. Here we go.
Hi, Surya.
Hi.
Today we are going to count to 10 in Hmong.
Okay.
Let's begin.
E. R. K. Bo. G. Do. Sha. Yi. Dua. Go. Done.
33 seconds, okay, to count to 10 in Hmong. You can do, and you all are this, my daughter was in second grade at this time, and you all are in high school. You can do it. You can definitely do it. So let me go to before I get to Flipgrid, let me show you this again. You can definitely come back on here, click on this.
E.
You can hear the numbers here.
All
right, so in your home, repeat after me, okay? E. Repeat after me. Ah. Bei. Blow. Chi. Do. Xia. Yi. Jua. Go. 10. All right. E. Ah. Bei. Blow. Chi. Do. Xia. Yi. Jua. Go. Very simple. Well, I mean, for me. So, E R Bei Blau Chi Do Xia Yi Jua Go. E R Bei Blau Chi Do Xia Yi Jua Go. Okay. So what I want you to do is I'm gonna give you hopefully some time here. Go to Flipgrid. So click on Flipgrid. It's also in Google Classroom as well. And in here, I did this for you too. So let's see if you can hear this. This is me. E. A. Bei. Blau. Chi. Do. Xia. Yi. Jua. Go. All right, that's all you have to do. You go in there, friends. You've used Flipgrid before. I'm sure of it, because we all came from this crazy year of like virtual learning. And you find 10 things, and you count them, okay? Find 10 things and you count them. That's all you have to do, okay? So let me see the chat here. Do you have to use items, Xavier says? I think it'd be great. I think it'd be fun if you could use items, That'd be good. It just gives it a little bit more an interest. Like it makes it feel like we're counting something. But if you can't find anything, just using fingers, that's fine too. I didn't want to say that because I feel like most people are going to do that. But if you can find 10 things at your house somewhere, just count go really quickly, and then submit it, okay? And that way I just hear your voice. You all know how to use Flipgrid. Sometimes you don't even you don't have to like show your face. There's stickers and stuff that you can use to cover your face. There's there's ways for you to people just aim their camera up at the ceiling, like that, right? And then they just count. Like I've seen that before. It'd be great just to see you, but count to 10 in Hmong, record it, and it'd be great just to hear your voice, you know, for the summer. Okay. Are there any other questions? Let me see. Let me check. Xavier is the only one asking a question. Do we have to use items? Anyone else have a question? Okay. Otherwise, what I do want to do is, again, I don't want to give you copious amounts of homework or anything. I want you to have, you know, fun and learn a little bit. So if you know, be creative. It'd be awesome if you were creative. I know some people in here are super creative. Go to Flipgrid and then record yourself counting to 10 in Hmong using 10 items. Now, let me see something here. If I go to our classwork, it is in here too, right? So I see this in Hmong language and culture, right? It's in here. The Flipgrid link is in here. That's where you would go. So the stream is what we have today, right here. Go to classwork, Hmong language and culture. Here are all your other classes, right? But you go to Hmong language and culture in week 3, click on week 3, and you have this Flipgrid link. And here's a Google slide that you can click on so that you can go back and watch any of these clips. And here's the Flipgrid link, so you can go in there and put your 1 through 10. Are there questions about that at all? 30 seconds is like the average. It looks like 30 seconds. I gave you 2 minutes. Okay, like there's a Flipgrid can give you a time. I give you 2 minutes, but my daughter took 30 seconds. I took 30 seconds. All right. Questions? Comments? Okay. My plan was to stop at 11 o'clock-ish so that you could go in here and put in your 10 items, okay? So that you can do it all in one shot. So you don't have to come back to it tonight or later on. You just do it right now, really quickly. Use your fingers if you can't find anything. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, draw it, do whatever. Do something so that you can get the 10. So I just want to hear you practice Hmong. Okay. All right, so I'm done. Advisors, Robert. And if anyone has questions, please let me know, or else I would like to give this time for students to go in and put those in count to 10. Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I will see you all later. Okay.
Have a great rest of your week. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, everyone have a great weekend. Have a great holiday. Be safe.
Yes.
Okay. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you all next week. Okay.
Bye, Meng.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay, so we have our daily prizes coming up here. Molly is going to announce the winners, and then please remember to send me what you'd like and your address. Please and thank you.
Okay, so the first winner is Ricky. The second winner is Angel. The third winner is Iman. The fourth winner is Amina. And then the fifth winner is Rose. So again, the winners for today are Ricky, Angel, Iman, Amina, and Rose.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. That is all we have. Please make sure that you submit your work so Mr. Yang can go through them. And it's another way that we can give you credit for being here So at the end of the week, we can give away prizes. And then also remember, attached to this is stipends. So each day that you are here, you get, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's like $4 a day and $8 for lunch, except for Mondays. So there's a good amount of money that you can earn throughout the summer. We will be doing stipends here pretty quick. So make sure you submit your work. That way you get credit for each day. I guess that's all I have. We have, what is today? Thursday? Yes, one more day, and then we get a long weekend. So I will hopefully see everybody here tomorrow. Once you, winners, once you have sent me your name and what you'd like, address, all that good stuff, you can go ahead and take off. Everyone else, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully see you tomorrow.